Hey everyone, it's Nina and I am here to lead you through a bedtime yin yoga class. Yin yoga is amazing. It has so many benefits. It's one of my favorite types of yoga to do just because it provides a lot of surrender and release within the body on a very deep level. And yin is something that I try to do before I go to bed every single night, even if it's just one or two poses. And today we're going to be doing a lot of hip openers. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter class. It's not a full on hour class. So this will be something that you can do before you go to bed. And what I love about opening up the hips is that the hips, they're just one of the tightest parts of the body. And we tend to hold a lot of stress and emotion in the hips. And when we are able to get into these poses and hold them for longer than 2 or 3 minutes, we can really start to get to those deeper levels or deeper layers of the tissue within the body to help release a lot of that stress or those emotions that we tend to hold on to, especially just sitting at a desk all day. This is going to be a really, really amazing class to make your lower body feel much more open and looser. So to get started, we're mainly going to be on our backs for most of class today. So just come onto your backs. Bring your feet about hip distance apart from each other, bending your knees. And just hug your right knee into your chest. Bring the outside of your right ankle over your left knee. Lift your foot up. Coming into Reclined Figure 4, you can reach between your legs, grab behind your hamstring, and just flex your right toes. Another option is to reach to the front of your shin. And just allow yourself to find softness and relaxation in this pose. So if you're feeling tense around the eyes or the mouth, the neck or the shoulders, just allow everything to relax and just melt into the mat. We have about a minute left in this pose, so just continue to find stillness where you're at. Try not to make any movements. Movements tend to be distractions from where you're at, so find your stillness. If you're feeling any tension anywhere in the body, just allow yourself to release. And just ask yourself where you can soften a little bit more in different areas of your body, not just your hips. And slowly begin to make your way out. Lower the left foot onto the ground. So while we're doing a lot of external hip stretches, the internal hip stretches are a little bit more difficult to do, and there's also less that you can really get into and be comfortable. So the one that we're going to do today, all you're going to do is just bring your arms out to the side. Start to walk your left foot over to the left, to maybe off of your mat actually. And what you're going to do is you're going to start to lower both of your knees down to the ground, a little over to the right. So you're starting to create that internal rotation of that left hip joint. If this tends to be a little bit too intense for you, or it really bothers your knee, you can always grab a block and place underneath the knee. Or if you have a bolster or a blanket, you can use that as well. You can also walk that left foot in a little bit more if that's too intense. So just find the option that works for you. Start to get settled in. You want to find that place where you're feeling the stretch, but you're not pushing yourself too much. Just kind of finding your edge, finding that place where you don't feel like your body is screaming to get out, but you're also feeling like, oh, okay, I'm definitely feeling this, and I may be feeling a little bit of a tenseness, or my body might be tightening up a little bit because I feel the stretch. So you want to find that place, that nice in-between place where it's not too much and it's not too little. We're going to be here for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. So just settle in. Start to relax the body, relax the shoulders, and clear the mind. And slowly begin to make your way out. Bring that left foot back to center. Hug your right knee into your chest. Lengthen out your left foot. And start to guide your right knee over to the left. So you have a couple variations here. You can just hang out here with your left hand on top of your right knee, extending your right arm over to your right. And you can hang out here. If you'd like something a little bit more deeper, maybe to get a little bit more into the piriformis, you can reach for the outer edge of your right foot and start to pull the foot a little bit closer to you, and then start to extend the leg out to the left. And you can hang out here and just keep your gaze up towards the sky, or if you'd like a little bit more of a spinal twist, you can turn your head over to the right. We're going to be here about 2 minutes. So again, find your positioning, and once you have found your positioning in this pose, try not to move as much as possible. Sometimes when we get into these poses, our mind likes to play tricks on us because it can be very uncomfortable as we start to get to the deeper layers of the tissues of the body. And so we might want to scratch our nose or fidget a little bit, or just not allow ourselves to really be in the stillness and the softening of our bodies. And it's a really beautiful, healing way to connect with ourselves and to release the stress and tension that we hold in our bodies. So just do your best here to soften and relax and release. Slowly start to come back to the center. Hug your right knee into your chest. Place your right foot down on the ground. Hug your left knee into your chest. Place the outside of your left ankle over your right knee. And come into your reclined figure 4, flexing your left toes. Maybe a little bit more open or tighter on this side. So it's okay if it doesn't look exactly like the other side. Maybe you can reach for your shin this time and that's accessible for you. Again, just finding that stretch. This isn't a competition. We're not trying to force ourselves into anything. Yin is a very gentle, relaxing class. We're here to allow our bodies to surrender to this stillness. And how often do we give that to ourselves during the day? So give yourself this time before you head to bed to find a little stillness in your day, to clear your mind, to allow the body to truly relax. And slowly begin to make your way out. You're going to place that right foot down on the ground. Take your arms out to the side, coming into the internal rotation of the right hip. So you're going to take that right foot and walk it out to the side, and then just allow both of the knees to fall down and adding in any support that you need for this pose. It might be a block or a blanket or a pillow or a bolster underneath that right knee, just so that there's not so much pressure on that right knee. What we really want to focus on is working the internal rotation of the right hip joint. And once you get into your pose and you've made all of your adjustments, allow the face to soften from the shoulders. Maybe you're holding tension somewhere in the body. You don't even realize it. So it's always good to do a nice scan. And we'll be here for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And slowly begin to make your way out. Walk that right foot back to the center of your mat. Hug your left knee into your chest, straighten out your right leg. And taking the variation that you did on the other side, so guiding that left knee over to your right. You can stay here and keep your right hand on top of your left knee. Guide your left arm out to the side. Another option is to take your right hand and grab the outer edge of your left foot. And from here, you can start to extend your left foot over to the right until you feel that nice deep stretch in that outer hip. Keep your neck straight so you can look up at the sky, or you can turn your head over to the left for a little bit of a spinal twist. And again, just finding as much softness and stillness as possible. Not just in your body, but also in your mind. And just allowing the mind to turn off. And put your attention on your heart. A lot of times we just forget that the heart is there and has many answers to our questions, that our mind just seems to get on a hamster wheel and not be able to answer. And we end up confused and stressed. And the simple thing that we need to do is just come back to the heart. So allow yourself to relax and come back to your heart. Oftentimes the answers and solutions to a lot of our questions can arise and come just by finding the stillness within ourselves. And slowly begin to make your way back to center. Hug your left knee into your chest. And hug your right knee into your chest. To end this class, you're just going to drop your feet down to the ground and allow your knees to fall apart, coming into your reclined butterfly pose. And if this is a bit too much or too intense, you can place bolsters or blocks underneath both of your knees for a little bit of added support. And you can put your arms in any direction that you like. Maybe just by your sides is fine. Maybe on your belly feels really nice. Or you can bring your arms into the skull post position just to open up the heart a little. And we'll just end in this pose. We'll be here for about 2 minutes just to end class to finalize our hip opening before we drift off to sleep. And slowly begin to come back into the room, into your body. And you start to move your fingers and your toes. So we're going to begin to bring your knees back together and just roll onto one side of your body and just curl up here for a couple of moments. And gently begin to push yourself all the way up to a seated position. And just place your hands on your knees and close your eyes. And just visualize just this beam of light starting all the way from the crown of your head, going down the spine, all the way down to the ground and into the earth. And just visualizing that energy, that stress, just begin to filter itself out, to make its way out. As you visualize the energy moving from the earth up through the crown of your head, just releasing any last remaining bits of anything that you no longer need, and allowing yourself to relax even more. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this beautiful yin bedtime class for the hips. I hope you're feeling a little bit more open and a little bit more relaxed, and you sleep very, very well tonight. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time.